Have you ever wondered why the Ethiopian Bible was banned, and what in its contents caused so many to question its validity? Considered one of the oldest and most comprehensive texts of Christianity, the Ethiopian Bible holds surprises and differences from the Bible we are familiar with today. So, what makes this book a forbidden secret? Let's uncover the stories buried for thousands of years, pages revealing truths that might change our understanding of Christian history. You will discover the reason why the Ethiopian Bible exudes an enigmatic mystery that still sparks debates to this day. Be sure to watch the entire video to uncover this secret. While most Christians are familiar with the Standard Bible, or the King James Bible, consisting of 66 books, 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament, the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible is a completely different story.
This sacred book contains 88 books, including 22 additional texts that are not merely commentaries or annotations. These are holy scriptures, ancient prophecies, cosmic visions, and tales from a forgotten world, pages once revered but later erased from mainstream Christianity.
These books were once a key part of early Jewish and Christian traditions, a vital resource for communities across centuries. However, when church councils, particularly the First Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, began to shape orthodoxy, these texts were deemed too mysterious, too controversial, and too steeped in Jewish tradition to be included. Ethiopia has a deep connection to the Bible, a connection that might surprise many. Long before European colonization, and while Christianity was still confined to the Roman Empire, the ancient kingdom of Ethiopia nurtured a spiritual tradition deeply intertwined with biblical texts. Christianity took root here in the 4th century AD, when the Kingdom of Aksum officially adopted the faith as its state religion. This made Ethiopia one of the first nations in the world to embrace Christianity, centuries before many Western nations. From that moment on, the Bible was transcribed in Ge'ez, an ancient language of Ethiopia, becoming the foundation of spiritual and cultural life in the country. This history not only highlights the devotion of the Ethiopian people, but also affirms the unique position of the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible in the global Christian tradition. The connection between Ethiopia and the history of the Bible seems to extend far beyond what we can imagine, deeply rooted in mystical ancient traditions. According to Ethiopian legend, this special bond traces back to the famous visit of Queen Sheba to Jerusalem around the 10th century BCE to meet King Solomon. This story is briefly mentioned in Western Bibles, but in Ethiopian tradition, it is expanded and enriched with greater detail. The Ethiopian Bible even reveals that Queen Sheba and King Solomon had a child together, Menelik II, who would later become the first emperor of Ethiopia. However, the intrigue doesn't stop there. According to tradition, Menelik carried the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred symbol containing the 10 Commandments, from Jerusalem back to Ethiopia. For Ethiopians, this is not merely a historical event, but a divine mission. They believe that God chose Ethiopia to be the guardian of the Ark of the Covenant, establishing an everlasting connection between Ethiopia's spiritual mission and the sacred history of Israel. With a profound connection to the laws of the Bible, Ethiopia became a unique spiritual stronghold, not only adopting Christianity early on, but also steadfastly preserving the ancient texts that other Christian traditions gradually abandoned. Free from Western influence, Ethiopia preserved its holy books in the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, texts that continue to play a crucial role in the religious life of Ethiopia for centuries, despite being excluded from the Western Bible. Yet this raises the question, why were these books abandoned from the Standard Bible? The reason is far from simple. Some texts were banned due to their mystical ideas and speculative themes. For instance, the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees delved into profound esoteric topics, exploring the structure of the universe, the hierarchy of angels, and the complex connections between heavenly beings and humankind. For example, the Book of Enoch tells the story of the Watchers, a group of fallen angels who abandoned their heavenly positions to descend to earth, interfere with human life, and spread corruption through their descendants, the Nephilim. These angels not only rebelled against God, but also shared forbidden knowledge with humanity, such as secrets of warfare, magic, and astrology, all considered violations of God's divine order. This knowledge led society into chaos and moral decay, while the Nephilim, the offspring of angels and humans, sowed violence and depravity across the earth. Their wickedness was so great that God decided to send the great flood to cleanse the world. But before doing so, he sent the archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel to punish them. Their mission was to imprison the rebellious watchers in a deep abyss where they will remain until the final judgment. The existence of the watchers and their descendants symbolizes the fall from grace and corruption, serving as a dire warning of the horrific consequences when divine knowledge is misused. Their story is not just a myth, but a dark legacy that continues to haunt humanity with its depiction of evil and rebellion against God's will. Would you like us to create an in-depth video about the Book of Enoch and the rebellion of the angels? If so, let us know in the comments below. In another part of Enoch, known as the Book of Parables, we encounter visions of the apocalypse, where Enoch prophesies the coming of a figure called the Son of Man. This figure is described as a divine judge who will execute the final judgment upon both humans and angels. What is especially intriguing is how this Son of Man figure closely resembles the image of Jesus Christ in the New Testament, as he is also referred to by the same title. Enoch's vision reveals a final judgment, where the wicked, including the fallen angels, are cast into the fiery abyss, while the righteous are rewarded with eternal life. This section of the Book of Enoch paints a vivid picture of the cosmic battle between good and evil, where angels, demons, and humans must all stand before God's throne to be judged. It is a story that is not only captivating in its imagery, but also rich in theology, illuminating the ongoing struggle between light and darkness in the spiritual realm. One lesser-known part of the Book of Enoch, the astronomical book, reveals the mysterious secrets of the universe. In this section, Enoch is guided to explore the divine order of the stars, planets, and seasons, describing a unique solar calendar designed to align humanity with the sacred rhythm of creation. The movements of the sun, moon, and stars are not random. They follow an exact system established by God and governed by his angels. The astronomical book even warns that humanity must adhere to the solar calendar rather than the lunar calendar in order to maintain harmony with God's intentions in creation. Notably, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church still follows this solar calendar, demonstrating reverence for and the preservation of ancient traditions dating back millennia. Next, let's delve into the Book of Jubilees, which is not just an ordinary historical book, but a profound retelling of biblical events, from creation to the giving of the law on Mount Sinai. However, what stands out here is the spiritual timeline God established and the eternal significance of his laws. The focus of Jubilees is the concept of time governed by an angelic calendar. On Mount Sinai, God revealed to Moses that the true measure of time is not based on the lunar calendar, but on the solar cycle, a 364-day year, divided into Jubilee periods lasting 49 years. According to Jubilees, adhering to this calendar is essential to maintaining the divine order God created. Why is this important? Jubilees asserts that using the lunar calendar instead of the solar one causes humanity to lose alignment with God's divine plan. The Ethiopian calendar, still used today by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, reflects the belief that accurately keeping time is vital to maintaining harmony with God's purpose. Could we have been wrong in how we've measured time for centuries? Is the world now out of sync with God's original plan? Not only does Jubilees reveal the cosmic timeline, but it also discloses that angels played a significant role in guiding the patriarchs long before the time of Moses. The angels taught Adam, Noah, and Abraham how to observe the Sabbath, offer sacrifices, and follow purity laws. Laws not just for Israel, but part of God's eternal law. The involvement of the angels in conveying these laws emphasizes that God's commandments are timeless. They existed before the covenant with Moses and were followed by the righteous under the guidance of the angels. This is a living testimony to the eternal and unchanging nature of God's laws from the very beginning of creation. The books of Maccabees are powerful stories of heroic resistance and God's divine protection during times of persecution. In the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, there are not just 2 but 3 books of Maccabees, each offering unique perspectives on steadfast faith. The first book of Maccabees recounts the Jewish revolt against the pressure of assimilation by King Seleucid Antiochus IV Epiphanes in 167 BCE. When the king attempted to impose Greek customs and eradicate the Jewish religion, Judah Maccabee led a guerrilla war to reclaim the temple in Jerusalem, restore religious rituals, and preserve the faith of the people. This miraculous victory is remembered through the celebration of Hanukkah, commemorating the event when the holy oil burned for 8 days during the rededication of the temple. The second book of Maccabees focuses on the martyrdom of those willing to sacrifice their lives for their faith. Most notably, the story of the 7 brothers and their mother, who chose to endure painful torture and death rather than violate Jewish law. Each one of them proclaimed their belief in the resurrection, ready to face death with absolute certainty in the reward of the afterlife. The book also describes angelic visions and divine intervention in the battles of the Maccabees, affirming that their victory was due to divine grace. The third book of Maccabees shifts to Egypt, where the Jews suffer persecution under the reign of King Ptolemy IV. The climax of the story occurs when the king orders the Jews to be trampled by drunken elephants. But a miracle occurred. The elephants turned around and attacked the Egyptians, saving the Jews from a horrific fate. This serves as a powerful testimony of God's protection for his people in the most severe trials. The Ascension of Isaiah is a mystical and apocalyptic work in the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, taking the reader on a visionary journey through 7 heavens. Led by an angel, the prophet Isaiah witnesses the cosmic battle between good and evil, a spiritual struggle of profound significance. From the first heaven, he encounters various orders of angels and fallen angels, eventually ascending to the 7th heaven, the throne of God. The detailed descriptions of seraphim, cherubim, and other heavenly creatures in this work offer one of the most intricate depictions of the celestial realm in early Christian literature. The climax of the vision occurs when Isaiah sees the Son of God, the Messiah, descending from the 7th heaven to take human form. He witnesses the Messiah's humble life, suffering, and ultimate confrontation with the torture of Satan's forces. But the vision doesn't end there. Isaiah sees the Messiah's victory over Satan, his glorious resurrection, and his return to heaven, where he is crowned King of all. The Ascension of Isaiah is not only a story about the heavens and angels, but also a prophecy of salvation. This book portrays a magnificent vision of the Messiah's ultimate triumph and the victory of light over darkness, a divine journey Isaiah records as a message of hope about God's redemption and glory. Finally, we turn to the book of Baruch and the letter of Jeremiah, 2 texts written during the Babylonian exile, offering profound reflections on sin, repentance, and the consequences of idolatry. In the book of Baruch, we feel a deep sorrow for the destruction of Jerusalem, accompanied by a sincere confession of the nation's sins. Baruch emphasizes that the exile was not merely a political tragedy, but a consequence of Israel's departure from God. Yet, interwoven with the sorrow, Baruch brings a message of hope. If Israel repents and returns to God, they will be restored. The letter of Jeremiah, on the other hand, is a strong warning against the worship of foreign gods. Jeremiah mocks the gods of Babylon, pointing out their ignorance and impotence, and urges the exiles to maintain their faith in the one true God, the only one with the power to save. This is not just advice, but a powerful call. Abandon the worthless gods and return to the Almighty, who can bring hope and redemption. These 2 texts, set against the backdrop of exile, deliver a profound message about faith, awareness, and the readiness to return to God. They serve as a reminder that, in the face of adversity, hope remains if we hold fast to our faith in the one true power. The texts in the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible are not just ancient stories, but contain prophecies, spiritual knowledge, and warnings that resonate powerfully to the modern world. Books such as Enoch, The Ascension of Isaiah, and Jubilees open up a world of angels and the eternal struggle between good and evil, reflecting a spiritual battle that is still ongoing today. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that this battle is not only fought in the physical realm, but also against spiritual forces. The descriptions in the book of Enoch of the Watchers and the corruption they brought still echo in our time, where war and instability are increasingly escalating. The prophecies in these texts, especially in the book of Enoch, outline a final battle between good and evil and the restoration of righteousness. Similarly, the Ascension of Isaiah describes the journey of the Messiah from heaven to earth, where he conquers Satan. These visions seem to foretell a timeless cosmic conflict, connecting with current events, wars, natural disasters, and unrest. Could these be warnings about the end times, or a reminder of the ongoing spiritual battle and the significance of faith in the face of what is to come. Ultimately, and perhaps the deeper reason why some of these books were considered a threat to orthodoxy, was the attempt to establish a unified theology of the early church. Leaders feared that if these texts were preserved, they would spark different interpretations of theology, particularly concerning the role of angels, the afterlife, and God's divine judgment. These texts were seen as potentially opening the door to heretical views or creating opposing schools of thought within early Christianity. But the story does not end there. During the colonial period, especially when European powers attempted to impose their religious and political dominance over Africa, the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible became a symbol of resistance. With its unique content linking Ethiopian spirituality to Israel and early Christianity, the Bible became a threat to European ambitions of control. By removing the Ethiopian Bible, colonial forces hoped to extinguish Ethiopia's religious independence and impose Western religious and cultural views on the country. If you find this topic fascinating, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who are eager to uncover the hidden mysteries of the Bible. The fact that the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible retains the forbidden or excluded texts is not just an intriguing historical detail. It serves as a reminder that there have always been different interpretations of what should be included in the Bible. These texts, though rejected by the Western Church, still contain profound spiritual value. Ethiopia's preservation of these sacred writings is not only a religious act, but also a declaration of independence. By holding on to ancient truths that the rest of the Christian world has abandoned, Ethiopia suggests that its Orthodox Bible may hold knowledge uniquely relevant to this time in history. In a world facing unprecedented challenges, perhaps the time has come for these mysterious texts to be revealed. Through the journey of exploring the Ethiopian Orthodox Bible, it becomes clear that these excluded writings are not mere ancient tales. They are treasures that contain deep wisdom, warnings, and hope for our time. Ethiopia's preservation of these texts is a testament to the power of faith and the steadfast commitment to safeguarding timeless spiritual mysteries. In today's world, where we seek answers and direction, these writings may carry messages that are ready to be rediscovered. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it if you find this content helpful. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Could the mysteries of the Ethiopian Bible hold the key for our time? See you in the next video, where we continue to explore the depths of faith and sacred history. May the Lord bless you.